What is up, guys? So today I want to talk about, super briefly actually, just kind of thought about it. Manipulation, what is it? Is it bad? Should you get manipulated? Kind of all that stuff. And again, this is my personal opinion on this stuff and from what I've learned in school. So you may have a different train of thought on this, but I want to share my thoughts on what I think manipulation is, what it should be used for, and all that good stuff. So manipulation, for those of you that don't know, pretty much what you think about when you go to a chiropractor. Getting your back cracked, getting your arm cracked, getting your neck cracked, cracking something in your body. That's what people associate manipulation with. In physical therapy school, we call them thrust manipulation. That's just how they call it for physical therapy terms. And hear a lot of stuff on it. Is it bad? Should I get cracked? I know my mom actually always used to tell me that, cracking your fingers was always bad. And my opinion and my thoughts on it, getting your back cracked or your fingers or cracking whatever, not technically bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I think it's totally fine getting your back cracked, assuming you are a patient or just a person that falls in the category of needing a manipulation. Some people, given health concerns or prior history, may not need a manipulation, depending on what it is. But in general, for a healthy adult, manipulation is fine. However, here's where the debate comes in, and I'll just talk on the physical therapy terms and not other professions. But physical therapy, in my view and what I've learned so far, manipulation or cracking somebody's back, I always get asked by friends and family members, can you just crack my back, or I'm really sore, can you just crack me? And I have no problem doing that, but the problem comes in is when it's too much over reliance on doing manipulation. And what I mean by that is, for example, if I'm not a licensed PT yet, but I can tell you that when I am a licensed PT, I will definitely not be just using manipulation for my treatment. That's not a primary thing, in my opinion, that I'm going to use. Just crack somebody's back and send them on their way. That's not what I'm primarily trained in my opinion. As a physical therapist, I feel like the core of what I was taught in school and what I'm going to use as a future physical therapist is analyzing somebody's movement and using therapeutic exercise. That is kind of the meat and potatoes of what physical therapy is, and being that person to adjust any movement that I need to. Even though we can do manipulation, and there's definitely times I will use it if I'm in an outpatient setting, but it will never be my main form of treatment. To me, manipulation, it's more of a, I guess you can say, a supplement to good exercise, making sure your body's right first, and then for the right person and the right patient, using manipulation, totally fine. The problem for me comes when there's an over-reliance on it, and when people are like, I just need to get my back cracked, and I get it every single day, and I feel like new. And to me, there's a reason you're getting it cracked every single day. If you have to get your back cracked every day, there's probably another underlying reason. So that is my, I wouldn't say issue with manipulation, but what my opinions are with manipulation. Now, in terms of what it is also another misconception, which is totally understandable. A lot of people think when you're getting your back cracked, you're getting your bones are cracking, or you're getting your spine realigned, and I'll call it out right now, it's a bunch of bullshit, whoever tells you that. Pretty much when you get your back cracked, for example, that crack you hear is not your bones cracking, it is actually air bubbles that are forming in your joints, that gives kind of that pop sound if you get a pop. And it's more of a neural response happening in your body versus your spine getting aligned or your joints getting realigned. That's not really what's going on. So that crack coming from little air bubbles that form. That's a common, I feel like, misconception that's that people say, like where the crack comes from or what's actually happening. And to me, it's a temporary thing for people that feel like manipulation works, and it for sure, definitely, I've seen it work for a lot of patients. I've used it on patients, and it definitely gives relief. But for a job like what I'm gonna have, as a physical therapist, it'll never be my main form of treatment. It's always a supplement. It always needs to be used on the right person. And my go-to as a physical therapist will always be therapeutic and analyzing somebody's movement. And with the right person, manipulation. But yeah, as I said, the meat and potatoes is going to be that therapeutic exercise and finding the underlying reason why somebody's hurting, instead of just having them come in, crack their back or crack whatever, and then send them on their way. So those are my thoughts on manipulation. And I've talked to a lot of people recently about this backs getting cracked or me cracking their back, and kind of what it's actually doing, and the effect I think it actually has on the body. And again, this is just my view of what I've learned in school and what I think. So I'd love to hear other thoughts. Comment below if you have any other thoughts or anything you want to add on what you've heard about manipulation, or what you think about getting your back cracked, or if you've been to a chiropractor or physical therapist, and what your thoughts are on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll talk to you guys later.